Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft, and I'm going to be casting one more game tonight. I'm on a marathon run right now. This is my 5th game casting in a row, and I'm probably going to stop with the casting after this one because it's getting pretty late here, but I'm very excited because I'm going to be casting a 3v3 matchup right now on Ulaan Deeps. I think that's how you say it, Ulaan Deeps, and I'll confess that I have played this map a ton of times, though not. I have played some PvP on this, but I have played a lot of co-op on this map, and usually because I've really found out that myself, just as this game gets going right now, for myself at least, from watching all these really high-level games from ProTech, as you can see here, I'll introduce everybody in just a second, but from watching all these high-level games, I feel like my microing has gotten better, and I've been able just to, from watching all the little subtle things these guys do in those battles that can make all the difference. My micro has improved, but my macro is still terrible. And the co-ops are actually a nice way. You play against like a 3v very hard or something, a nice way to practice your macroing, because the computer is really predictable with when they attack and stuff, so you can focus a lot on your macroing. Anyway, that's enough about that, about my my shenanigans. Speaking of shenanigans, how about that last game with the double proxy, or the dual, one team doing the cannon rush, the other team doing the triple proxy production facilities, and the shenanigans and trash talking that ensued was really interesting. I'm just sitting here on PucK's base, so it's time to introduce the players, because we have PucK, the red Terran, and Hydraman, the teal Terran, and legrogman, the blue Zerg. I wonder if they're all friends, because well, Hydraman and legrogman, I guess just because your name ends in man doesn't necessarily mean that you are part of the man clan or anything like that. And Levels, apparently he forgot his gas, so he's going to be working on that. And so that brings me to the other team, Levels, the yellow Protoss, and he is going to be with ProTech, who will be Zerg this time, the orange Zerg, sending out those early lings. And quickly now you do see Illmatic, the purple Zerg, who we have seen before, on their team. So this is going to be an epic 3v3 high-level matchup right now. And ProTech getting some scouting up here, going to check out and see the fact that the two Terran players up here do have wall-offs, and going to continue on down and harass the Zerg base. And wow, legrogman does not have anything to deal with this. His queen is almost going to come out, and once that queen gets out, he may be able to at least buy some time for some marine reinforcements to get down there. But it looks like the Zerglings are now going to see the marines on the way down and try and catch them out of position here. Need to group these marines up, because some nice micro can do a lot of damage from these early marines. But the Zergling, the speed is now finished for ProTech, and that is going to mean death for those marines that are caught way out of position there. And Illmatic with his speed done too. So mass Zergling early pressure from ProTech and Illmatic, and nothing out of the ordinary there. But with these wall-offs and marines in the back, that is big trouble, and probably going to go back down to the Zerg base. Though he does have a spine crawler and some Zerglings of his own. His speed is now just finishing legrogman's speed. That is just finished. So he's going to pack it back in this base, and this is what you have to do on Zerg. You got to use these drones to try and get some protection for your spine crawler, and he is not doing that. Actually going to try and get a surround with the drones outside, while the Zerglings try and focus on the queen and the spine crawler, and legrogman actually doing a really nice job here defending that attack. Wow, that was really nicely done. Killed a lot of Zerglings right there, and did not lose too many drones. He did lose quite a few, but he saved his queen and his spine crawler and a lot of his drones. So I'm wondering now, we're going to see, because Levels has a couple of zealots and a couple of stalkers out here. I'm wondering if ProTech and Illmatic are going to lick their wounds and maybe try and get an expansion and go a little more economical, or are they going to continue with the press, because legrogman just really had some great play to defend his base there. I was questioning his initial strategy of not trying to get his drones in to protect the spine crawler, but instead waiting until the Zerglings got on the spine crawler and then surrounding them. So that was a very, very well executed defense there from legrogman. And now we see Illmatic with a crap ton of Zerglings, and ProTech looks like he's been trying to get Banelings up, so he's probably going to switch some of these now. There we go. a lot of banelings going to be coming out for ProTech. Make it 8 banelings, make it 2 more, 1 more. And so Illmatic is going to try and contain legrogman here, and the banelings are now warping in. So are the banelings going to go for the Zerg, or are they going to go for the Marines in the back? Maybe a little indecisive. Here comes the banelings flowing up right in the middle line here of legrogman. Oh, and there goes the banelings all exploding in the perfect position. There's so much damage being done. So many drones going down, the queen going down, the spine crawler is down, legrogman is up against it. He's got 2 drones left, make it 3, one of them in the gas, and he's got 4 zerglings left, and that is it. Chasing off this attack, because meanwhile, Hydraman and PucK have been trying to press Illmatic's base and getting some good positioning here on this ramp, the Terran players are, and even though this force field right here did split up the units a bit, it's not going to make that big of a difference, because the Zerglings are unable to get a very good surround, but they did kill off that attack because there were just plain old enough units. Even though the Terran players had a positioning advantage there were enough units on the field for Illmatic and for Levels to push that back. And now we see Illmatic, because he's going to be coming and trying to get in here. Probably needs to split these Zerglings here, send a couple of them on here, a couple of them on here. But with these Marauders now out, that is going to probably not be worth it. Because Levels now, with this huge army, relatively speaking, of Stalkers and Sentries and a couple of Zealots, is going to try and clean up legrogman's base. And legrogman can do nothing right now. He needs to like try and run his drones out, which he is going to do. Are these Stalkers going to try and micro and catch those drones? No, he's going to let them go, even letting this last one go to try and focus down this hatchery, make it a lair, excuse me. But either way, this base is going to go down. And while that is happening, it looks like Illmatic is just camping out here on the ramp to make sure that the Marines don't try and do anything. We do see 2 Thors are already on the field for PucK. I did not see those coming out, I'm sorry. It's so hard to pay attention to all this production that's going on right now. You see Levels getting his robo facility, but PucK now with 2 Thors and a bunch of SCVs to try and repair, but is he going to double back? What's he doing? He's waiting for the bio support from Hydraman, though ProTech does see this with his Overlord, and now they're coming in with that is Illmatic and Levels to try and take out these Thors, getting us around on these Thors right now. The SCV is desperately trying to repair this Thor. The Stalkers need to focus it down. Look at the micro by PucK pulling the Thor back at the last possible second. And look at the force fields going down from Levels to try and delay this army's press right now. And he is in serious trouble because all these SCVs are repairing this Thor. And Hydraman just streaming more and more Marines and Marauders in here, and a lot of damage is going to be done to Levels. Stalkers not very strong against a group of Marauders and Thors. And these Thors and Marauders are just going to take out this expansion. This fresh, brand new robotics facility is probably going to go down here. And what is ProTech going to be able to do? He's got a ton of banelings on the way. And Illmatic, meanwhile, with a few Zerglings here and there, spread out here and there is not much on the field army-wise for ProTech and company. As we do see, I mean, legrogman is completely out of this game, but the 2 Terran players have been playing very well and are going to try and make a game out of this. So I'm going to switch back to production because right now PucK and Hydraman have just completely destroyed Levels' expansion. So that is a huge loss right there for Levels, as he is going to be returning back to his main, trying to rebuild way too many probes here now for that one base. And Hydraman and PucK are going to try and press ProTech's base. He's hiding a whole bunch of banelings over in the corner here that PucK and Hydraman do not know about. I'm not sure of the centrifugal hooks. They are done, so these banelings are very fast, and here they come, getting surround these units here and all blow up on the Thors. But the banelings easily taking out the Marines, but not doing very much against these Thors. And it looks like there was some lag right there or something, some kind of disconnection. But now Levels is in position to try and help as ProTech is surrounding these Thors with his drones, as trying to give some sort of cover for Levels' Stalkers in the back. And finally the Thors go down. Even a mule got summoned down to try and repair those Thors. So a lot of damage being done, but at the same time ProTech didn't lose that much. He still has 8 drones. Make it now. He has a ton because he just pumped out a crap load of drones right there, and he is already replenished. So a nice job fending that attack off with the support of his teammate Levels, who is going to be trying to reestablish this expansion in the front center here. And I did not even get a chance to talk much about this map because a lot of you probably don't play many 3v3s and don't realize, but there are 2 ways through around the top and bottom. The middle ways have to be cleared. The rocks have to be cleared to go over the top through the middle. So these stalkers getting a little overextended there and getting surrounded slightly, a little concave there going on for the Terran team, killing a few of those stalkers, forcing them to retreat. And if we do see, it looks like PucK is going to be getting some upgrades for his mech. He is getting siege tech and more Thors on the way, a few Marines as well. And Hydraman is going with a Marauder, getting a medevac, and he's just now getting that Marauder slow, so very late on that. The Marauder slow takes hardly any time to finish, and this engagement is going to go on right here as Illmatic now with the Zerglings in the front. This is going to go much more smoothly for Levels, but still not even close to enough. There's such a devastating army coming in right now with SCVs and Thors and SCVs to repair them. With Bio in the front, all these Marauders are just ripping through these Stalkers. The Stalkers doing a little bit of damage here. Levels maybe getting a little ahead of himself, trying to reestablish his base because it is gonna go down right now. And the Thor is just shooting an Overlord up there because he can. And here goes this Nexus is definitely going to go down. ProTech with his Zerglings and Baneleys is going to pull back. Illmatic all the while has been sending his Zerglings up to the front and trying to do whatever he can. Going to send his Zerglings in here and take out PucK's expansion. So some expansion base trading going on right now as Illmatic is just funneling Zerglings